Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Blokees Transformers Parallel Universe Galaxy version Series 6, I think. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here we have Blokees Transformers, and it's nice and glossy and probably going to screw up the chroma key and holographic kind of, and it's got this energy wave. This is Blokees Transformers. And then on the front, at least I'm assuming this is the front. Yeah, that looks like the back. So Blokees Transformers model kits, Galaxy version 06 Parallel Universe 2005 Hasbro All Rights Reserved. Each 28 to 51 pieces, or she, whoever's in here. Authentic Hero 10 Figure Hero Series 10 and up, and whatever that number is. Warning, they'll stick things in your pie hole if they don't belong there. On the bottom, Blokees, throw it in the trash. Symbols I'm not going to learn. Don't give it to babies. Hasbro print and some other small print. On this side, we have the cross sale of all the dudes you could get. So, not bad. And it gives you the probabilities and all of that stuff. If you want to read that stuff, you can pause it right here and read that stuff for yourself. I'm not reading it because I don't care what it says. Now on this side, same information as the front, only it's showing a picture of Megatron. And then finally on the back, all kinds of small fine legalese, Blokees Transformers, QR code for Facebook, Blokees figures, small fine legalese print. Attention, don't stick it in your pie hole. And a barcode. That, my friends, completes a quick look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and the accessories. And first up, we'll start with the accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers to help us with some of the smaller pieces. And we'll start off with this piece, which is a post with a ball on it. And this is an extra piece, and it can either replace the same piece that posts into the top of the torso that the head sits on. Also, it goes this way into the bottom of the legs and the feet. The feet attached to the ball joint there. Next, we have an extra set of hands. And the hands are the only parts of this model kit that you have to cut out of a sprue. So not too bad. So it's like the spread finger kind of hand. And there's two of those. Both exactly the same except for opposite sides. And they do have some nice molded detail in it. So that's pretty cool. Next up, we have the little card. It's Transformer Swoop's got a nice picture of him on there. At least I'm assuming that's a practical shot. It could be a digital render, I don't know. And of course, he's an Autobot. It's got some nice foil, you know, around the edges of Transformer Swoop, and around there, the Autobot logo and the border. So, pretty cool. And then on the back, Blokees Transformer Swoop 2025 Hasbro. Find us on Facebook, and there is the QR code if you want to scan that and find out more about Blokees. Here we have the assembly manual, and you can see it's got some nice promotional pics there of the Wave on the front, and it's kind of, you know, Galaxy version 06 Parallel Universe, so it tells you which instructions they are for, and it gives, you know, pretty much a cross sale right there of what's in the series. And then here are the assembly instructions, and they're pretty simple, pretty easy to follow, pretty easy to assemble. No painting, no stickers, just a nice little relaxing model kit to assemble. And then if you're familiar with Blokees, you're familiar with these stands. These are the two posts here where the feet connect to. I don't know what these other ports are for. This one, I'm assuming there's some sort of flight stand for it, maybe for the alt version of Swoop. And then I do believe the way these are lined up, they will connect together with other stands. And it's got a nice little Blokees logo on it and a little bit of molded detail in there. And the bottom, nothing really going on except some legalese stuff. Next up, we have his missile launchers. Got a nice bit of color on there, and those are separate assembled pieces. So most of this stuff, there's not a whole lot of paint going on. It's mostly molded in the appropriate color. It's got a post on it so you can hold. It's got that groove in the top that kind of simulates the old school missile launching action features that they used to have in Transformers. And then this one is the same as the other one. Not a whole lot of molded detail going on in there, but there's, you know, there's enough going on that you know what that piece is. Now let's take a look at the figure himself. And I have to say, the head looks kind of, I don't know, it's a little goofy, I think. And it may just sit up a little too high on the neck. And that could just be me, or it could be like the super deformed factor to it. So there's a little bit of paint apps here on the wing, tampos of the Autobot logo, and none on the back though. And then we've got a tampo right there. We've got, I don't know if these, I think these are stickers probably on either side, that red. And then these are stickers as well that were already on the pieces. And then these in the shins, also these dinosaur feet are a separate piece that you have to clip on there. I think they were, yeah, pretty sure. And then, you know, overall it's pretty Blokees, or Blokees. Some people call it Blokees. It looks like Blokees to me. We've got a little bit of sticker going on here at the crotch piece as well, and just above that also. Almost missed that, but it does have a lot of nice molded details. A lot of these parts are just, you know, designed where they can reuse over and over and over, and, you know, for this line that works. Now let's talk about the articulation a little bit at the head. Let's get that out of the way for just a minute. Looks up that high. Mine doesn't look like it's assembled all the way. There it goes. So it looks up that high. Looks down low enough to pop the face off. And that just lines back up and pops on there. So don't look down too much there, Swoop. At the shoulder, raises his arm up that high. And this is a separate piece, armor piece there. So about 90 degrees, 360 degrees of rotation. It's got a little bit of up and down bend or motion to it. And then at the top of the elbow rotates 360 degrees. and then it will give you that much bend, which is a good bit better than 90 degrees, so not bad. Then he does have a 360 degree straight cut at the waist. At the hips, he gives you the full splits plus, I'm gonna say. He kicks forward that far, not quite 90. And then back just about as far, not quite 90. And again, at the top of the knee, there's a swivel, and then it's hinged as well. So it's got a swinge joint, as I mistakenly say sometimes. And it gives you better than a 90 degree bend there. And then at the ankle, it tilts down that far, it tilts up that far. And it does have some rocker because it's on a ball joint. So that's pretty cool. And as far as the wings go, they just kind of plug in right there. And then they're on a hinge right here, so they can move pretty good. And they're also on a hinge right here, so about a 90 degree bend there, and that goes both ways, so that's pretty cool. Now, as far as the missile launchers go, you can of course port them into the wings when he's not using them, and he will of course hold them in his hands. And then as far as the stand goes, put the Blokees in the front, line the middle of the feet up right here. That middle section there. I go bumping the camera because it's a Digital Caveman Presents review, and that goes over those short, fat, round posts, cylinders, whatever you want to call them. And there you have it, my friends. That's a look at the model kit figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Blokees Galaxy version Series 6 Parallel Universe G1 Robot Mode Swoop. With the Blokees, I don't remember which series, Generation 1 Jazz. And the Blokees, I don't remember which series, Generation 1 Ironhide. For final ramblings on the Blokees Transformers Galaxy version 06 Parallel Universe blind box, I have to say I was surprised that I didn't get like the IDW Optimus Prime or Megatron, because out of that set, those are the only two I didn't want. And I got Swoop, so great, because you know he's one of, you know, all the Dinobots are my favorite Dinobots. So it would have been even cooler had I got the alt mode version, but you know, robot mode is okay too. So I do like these blind boxes. Not that I'm a great fan of blind box purchasing, but you know, I do realize that there are people out there that it does appeal to. They want to be surprised and not know what they get. I like to know what I'm paying for generally. That's why I don't pick up a lot of these. I just pick up one here and there. And the price point is pretty nice most of the time. They run about $5 at Walmart. So not too bad. And it's a nice, you know, maybe 15 minutes worth of assembly at the most. And, you know, it's fun to put together, at least to me. That's my experience. I don't like painting. I don't like applying decals. So these little model kit sets are perfect for me. Easy assembly. It's almost like putting a Lego together, except again, no decals. So, you know, that's the enjoyment part for me is you know, assembling these things, and you know, it's again a relaxing 15 minutes at the most. So, you know, don't expect to have to spend too much time putting one of these together. They're not very complex, but they do have nice range of movement in the articulation, and they usually, some of them have like special pieces, like Swoop here comes with wings as a special piece. And these are probably, I would guess, probably the same wings that they use on the alt mode version of Swoop, which is, you know, that's fine. It works. They should be the same size, I would think. But again, I'm glad that I got Swoop, the only Dinobot out of this series. And again, it would have been cooler to get the alt mode version, I think, because that's, to me, their dinosaur mode is their primary mode, and the robot mode is the alt mode. That's the way I look at it. But yeah, I know everybody doesn't look at it that way, and you know, I'm not upset that I got the robot mode version instead. It's perfectly fine as well. And you know, I'm not a whole lot else to say about these guys. Any of them. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.